What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here for Impact Gaming Center, and we are live at Impact, and we have the finals. On the left side, the red side, we've got Jacob on Nadu combo against Nick G on Mono Black Necro. We already saw Nick earlier in the night, and we saw not Jacob on Nadu, but we did see a Nadu combo in the room earlier on camera. Hobbs was playing it. Hobbs wasn't able to win, but Jacob is winning, so we will see how this one's going. Malakir Rebirth going to target that Greeth. And we're going to go down to 18 for Nick. And what are we going to take here if we are Nick? We've got Springheart and Tuco. Shuko, also a good option. We get to pick two. So pretty good start here for Nick. Springheart and Tuco seems like the most obvious choice, because Springheart and Tuco can just actually win the game. No help needed. And Shuko will be the other. So just take the combo pieces. Seems like a pretty good proposition here. Jacob gonna draw and plays Hallowed Fountain. Gonna shock to 17. And we are gonna cast Teferi, the Time Raveler. Teferi banned everywhere else. No, but banned in Pioneer. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. If you're watching this after the fact, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, hit that notification bell icon, because we come out with content like this here on YouTube every single week. And if you're watching live, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. It's been a blast. We've seen a lot of great Magic, and I hope that you have enjoyed yourselves. We stream every single Friday at 7 p.m. Central. So set your reminders now, because we have modern action every Friday. Grief going to get in there, going to drop Teferi down to 3. Going to march and target Teferi. And that'll be all she wrote for Teferi. Nick doing a pretty good job of cleaning things up here. This is kind of the matchup that I've wanted to see for a long time. We just haven't been able to get it on camera. But here we are, the two top dogs of the format. Two of the decks that, thanks to Modern Horizons 3, helped... both of them were just created thanks to MH3. Of course, Nadu is the kind of the boogeyman, but I think that Mono Black Necro is the sleeping giant. If and when Nadu gets banned, I think Mono Black Necro becomes the best deck in the format. Let me know if you agree with that assessment in the comments. Hey, Rock Hard Dabs. How are you doing tonight? Down to 13 goes Jacob. Not a whole lot happening. Here is another Delighted Halfling. And a pass back. Now that we have two blockers, Nick might have to second guess attacking here. Just can't attack free reign anymore. Nitten. That's what's up. And a pass back. Jacob takes a draw step. Says, that's not terrible. And plays a Thassa's Oracle. Not when you want to play it, of course, but... Yeah, nobody knows what that card does, right? They just play it to win the game. Alrighty. Nick draws and passes right on back. Gonna crack the Horizon land and draws a card. Draws a card for turn. Was that a Shuko I just saw in Jacob's hand? Well, there's a Teferi. The Time Raveler. Not the game plan that Jacob had in mind coming in to this match. Definitely not wanting to cast Thassa's Order. That is a Shuko, though. So Shuko going to enter the battlefield. Probably bounce Grief. Draws a card off of the Teferi activation. We will Shuko up the Merfolk. And pass turn. Is that a Summoner's Pact in Jacob's hand? I think it is. Down to 17. One ring to rule them all. Draw. That is, oh, and there's a Nadu. Okay. We might be rocking and rolling here. Nadu. So here we go. And he does. Jacob has the little conveyor belt. And there's one. Let's reveal. Wall of Roots. Land. That'll enter the battlefield. Equip. Bristly Bill. Equip. Reveal. Court of Calling. Equip. Land. That'll enter the battlefield. Equip. Let's think about this. Summoner's Pact. Nick shaking his head. Nick has done an excellent job of denying Jacob resources this game. Unfortunately, Nadu is cracked, and even still, we're going off, doing the thing. Spring Heart Nantuko enters the fray. Reveal. That's a Besager. That'll enter the battlefield. Makes a token. Reveal the top card. That is an Urza's Saga. Make a token. Eldritch Evolution. To hand. We can make a Wall of Roots. We can make a Bristly Bill. Gonna make a Wall of Roots. Get some more mana. Reveal. All right. Invec. One, two, three. Are we casting? I'm assuming we're casting Court of Calling here. All right. Another Spring Heart Nantuko. Keep things rolling whenever we hit lands. Spring Heart Nantuko. Get up on the conveyor belt. Endurance to hand. Sylvan Safekeeper to hand. Crack a fetch land. Hi. Love you. Alrighty. Sylvan Safekeeper onto the conveyor belt. Nadu to hand. Nadu to hand. Wow. We need some lands. There's a Dryad Arbor. That's a creature, though. That'll go to hand. All right, there's a land. And it's a fetch land, so it's a really good land. Make 2 more tokens. Summoner's Pact. There is Temple Garden. Make 2 more tokens. And we are doing it. Granted, ring protection. But Jacob doesn't... I mean, Nadu doesn't win. Right? It doesn't win this turn. It just bounces all the things back to hand. Basically says go. Equip. All right, back to hand, back to hand. That'll go there. And we'll fetch, make 2 more tokens, down to 8. Make 2 more tokens, yep. And Nick going to call it 10, 13 tokens, enough for him to say, yeah, you probably got this one. So there you have it. Game 1 going to Jacob on Nadu. So yeah, everybody who says Nadu's not the problem, folks, I hate to tell you, it's pretty darn good. And I do believe it will be banned during the next ban window. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. This is our 4th and final round at night. Both these players playing for a ton of store credit, a photograph at the end of the night, all the Twitter clout you could ever expect from winning a local FNM, and so much more. But thanks, everybody. Again, Jacob, Nick, everybody who has been here tonight in the future match, all the Commander players playing. There's probably like 30 or so out there right now. It's been an absolute blast. We are located at 49 Ludwig Drive in the fabulous Fairview Heights, Illinois. Again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon. We've got at least 1 more game, maybe 2. We will see as both players start to sideboard. Let me know what y'all think they're going to bring in if you're watching live in chat. Love to hear what you think they're going to bring in. And let me know in the comment section, if you're watching after the fact, who you think's going to win this match. Jacob or Nick. Don't watch the end of it. And then comment. Comment now. But let's get back down there, see how these guys are doing, and see if we can see anything that's coming in or out. Usually the players don't show us anything, so... I saw Bristly Bill come out for Nadu, for Jacob, rather. Alrighty. This, I will say, is kind of the worst part about live paper Magic. Waiting for shuffling and sideboarding. Thank you. I'm so good at this. I try really hard. Sylvan Safekeeper, Veil of Summer, Delighted Halfling, lands. Regardless, we're keeping. Inquisition of Kozilek going to kind of tear up Jacob's plans here. 4 lands. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Turn 1, Thoughtseize effect. What about my sultry voice? But yeah, that's gonna take the Delighted Halfling here, and Misty Rainforest pass. Gonna play that land tapped and pass back to Nick. Gonna fetch. Down in 19, probably gonna get a Surveil land. Remember, last game started similarly. Although Jacob did have a lot better of a hand, to be fair. But it got shredded and then he still won. So we'll see. Don't count out Jacob just quite yet. As he surveils, he will keep it on top. Not quite sure what it was. I didn't get a great look. Gonna play the Windswept Heath and cast Sylvan Safekeeper. And just a flick of the wrist and a pass back to Nick. Nick. See a Fellow of the Profane. What else do we have in hand for Nick? Phyrexian Tower, pass back. So probably just a hand full of removal at this point, I would imagine, from Nick's side of the table. Jacob not going to fetch there instead. Yavimaya, Forest, Teferi. The 3 cards that are in his physical left hand. The Dryad Arbor, Windswept Heath, and Veil of Summer are all in his actual game hand. Down to 18 off the fetch. Are we going to see a Teferi this turn? Probably. Yeah, I would imagine so, since we didn't get a Surveil land. Interesting that Jacob didn't go for the Surveil land, the fetch Surveil land at the end of the turn, if this is what he was going to do. Suppose maybe he wanted to have his options open, but just an observation. Sylvan Safekeeper, about to get Fatal Pushed unless he sacrifices land and give it Shroud. Which is exactly what he'll do. And Safekeeper will remain alive. Teferi going to tick up and pass back. So sorceries have flash this turn. And here's 4 mana. There's a Fell the Profane. Targeting Teferi. So that Teferi kind of just came in, didn't do much, and then just died. Windswept Heath and an attack. Down to 19 goes Nick. One ring to rule them all. Nick will have protection from everything until his next turn, and he's going to draw a card. Just going to put a counter on the One Ring, and Nick will lose life equal to the amount of counters on the One Ring during his upkeep. It's like another land. And a pass back. Jacob going to drop to 15 off the fetch. This has got to be a surveillance, you'd imagine. And it is. Lush Portico. We're going to get a little surveil action going here. Thinking about it in the tank. Must be pretty decent. Because we're not binning it straight away. He says sure, so I don't love the enthusiasm. Oh, well, that's a great card. And he's going to bestow it and play Dryad Arbor. Trigger an insect. Can't attack. Well, Jacob could attack. He could attack. It wouldn't do anything, but... All right. Nick in the tank just drew Shieldred. That seems like a pretty good card with the one ring. Maybe he's got other options, though. I don't know. I can't quite see what else is in his hand. But Shieldred seems like a great place to start. Because now you can draw 2 cards, gain 4 life, up to 22, draw 2 cards. Nick, looking like a man who has an uphill battle here. Especially now that Shieldred's hit the battlefield. A lot of things got to go right. Granted, you draw a Nadu. That's a good place to start. That's a good place to start. Down to 19. Jacob takes a draw step. So what does that mean? That means he's probably got removal of some kind in his hand. That's what I would imagine if my opponent bolted in a land and then just passed. Yavimaya. Trigger an insect off of the Spring Heart Nantuko. There's a Shuko and an Eldritch Evolution. We might be cooking now. Are we cooking? We are. I think we might be. Because you can sacrifice the Sylvan Safekeeper to the Eldritch Evolution? First, we're going to Veil of Summer. Just going to give all his permanents protection from black and blue this turn. That's the relevant thing. And he's going to draw a card. So maybe Jacob just draws the Nadu. Won't have to sacrifice the Safekeeper if he does that. Has Shuko in hand, so Jacob might be on the right path here. But we will... Yeah, you had to know Nick had something. No way he's just bolting in a land here to do nothing. So Eldritch Evolution is a sorcery. So this kind of destroys his whole plan here. He's going to give his Shroud by sacrificing the land. That means we can't play Shuko this turn. at least for now. And he tapped it. Oh, well, he tapped the green first. Okay, so that makes sense, yeah. Tap the green, then sacrifice it. That makes much more sense. That's why they're there in the 3-0 spot, and I'm up here commentating. And there's March in response, so we'll still try and do that. Now, Jacob could sacrifice another land, which might be correct, honestly. I don't know. Things only get worse if this ends up resolving and you don't get your Nadu on board. So he'll give it Shroud again. 2 mana floating. Veil Summer is going to resolve. Draws a card, yep. Almost looked like he forgot. Use that 2 mana. Eldritch Evolution. Sacrifice Sylvan Safekeeper. Go get Nadu. And here we go. Nadu inbound. Nick is tapped out now. Soul Spike is a card in Nick's hand, but unfortunately for Nick, he's only got 1 card in his hand now. And here is the Shuko, and let's get the conveyor belt out, Jacob, and let's see. He's got quite a few creatures in play. 5 to be exact. So that's 10 activations here. And as you can see, Nick, not happy right now. He's like, oh my gosh, I had such a great start. I've played this turn pretty much perfectly, and still Nadu able to fight through the hate. Wall of Roots to hand. Nadu. Equip again. Spring Heart and Tuco. Equip. That's a land. That's a good land, too. Going to make a token. Another land. That's another good land. And Urza's Saga is not legendary. I thought it was. I had to check it out real quick, but it is not legendary. Insane. Here's Spring Heart and Tuco. So now we got 3 insect tokens, 2 Spring Heart and Tucos. So every time a land is played, get 2. I think 1 more land, and this game is almost just over. All right, Cord. Nadu. Nadu. There's a land, okay. Up to 5, yep. There's another land. Holy smokes. Yeah, it's snowball time. And as you can see by the look on Nick's face, this is all but over. Yep, there's another land. Make 2 more. Do we have any ways to speed things up? Yes, we do. We can go get another Spring Heart and Tuco. Yeah. Oh, man. This is pretty brutal. Nick gonna call it. There you go. The menace of the format, the boogeyman of the format, Nadu taking down our Friday Night Magic. There you have it. Congratulations, Jacob. Nick, it was a heck of a game, heck of a fight. Played very well, but unfortunately, Nadu is a 61% win percentage deck, folks. And in Modern, that means it is the best deck, historically speaking, one of the best Modern decks of all time. Holy smokes. Get this thing out of the format quick. Thank you all so much for watching tonight. If you're watching live, we appreciate you. Make sure, if you're watching after the fact, to like, comment, subscribe. Click on one of these videos that are popping up. I'm sure you'll like it if you enjoyed this. And make sure to hit that post notification bell so you don't miss out on videos like this. We appreciate you. I'm Les Alex. I make content. You can go check out my YouTube as well. I appreciate you. Be kind to one another, folks, and we will see you next week or in the next video. Adios.